Welcome to a not comprehensive and actually quite battered review of cinema because it's broken and we all know it's broken. Well, I think I've got at least one idea how it can be fixed. So, first of all, why is it broken? Well, we all know, but there isn't any money in it. The money that you used to get from selling cinema tickets and then selling the VHS or the DVD or the Blu-ray gave you a whole chunk of money extra. And now hardly anyone's going to the cinema anymore, and nobody's buying anything on DVD or Blu-ray or VHS anymore. It's all on streaming because we've got big TV on our house already, and it's usually connected to some sort of sound system or a soundbar or something. It's all right. It's a decent fucking experience. You know, we can experience film, but the money that the filmmakers make from fucking Netflix or whatever per fucking view is way, way less than what they used to get from selling a cinema ticket, let alone selling a cinema ticket and then fucking selling a physical copy of the film for home viewing later. So there's no money. So everybody's cautious now, like because there's less money to go around. They only want to deploy the money into like what they know is going to fucking work, and that's why you get a trillion fucking Marvel movies, because the first Marvel movie worked. Not so easy to say when you've had a few, and so therefore they fucking do a zillion of them, so, because they think it's going to fucking work. It's the same reason they resurrect fucking things like Star Wars and Alien. You know, it's like these were successful in the past, and so why would you not resurrect and do a billion of them and fuck it to death? Fuck it to death like they did with fucking Star Wars. Fuck it to death like they did with Aliens. And it's like, I know everybody says, oh, fucking Prometheus and all the subsequent ones. It's like, you know, they're so deep, there's so much meaning. There isn't. The meaning is as skin deep as a gnat bite, you cunts. It's got nothing fucking going for it whatsoever. It just has the veneer of being fucking deep and meaningful. It fucking isn't. And it can fuck off and die. I want to see the original ones where, you know, an alien burst out of Sigourney Weaver's stomach. That's what I want to see. That was cool shit. That was cool shit. The other thing that's fucking up cinema, by the way, is CGI. I fucking hate CGI. Look, when it came in the sort of 90s, I suppose, like, or probably early 80s, when did Abyss, I suppose, was the first one, wasn't it? Like, where there was like the, you know, fucking, you know, alien worm water thingy that came out. But then, like, you know, Jurassic Park in what, 93 or something like that was like, you know, had like the CGI fucking dinosaurs. That was quite good. And then, like, a couple of years later, we had Toy Story. Like, you know, it was impressive because it was like new. But like now, when you see the films, particularly like with all these Marvel bullshit and this other sort of superhero bullshit, it's just fucking this. It's so CGI heavy, and even movies that don't need it necessarily, but like action movies where in the old days, like if a car blew up, you'd blow up a car and it looked cool as shit because like the car blew up. But now you don't care that the car's blown up because you know there's a bit of your brain that knows that car didn't blow up. It's just like it's just a computer graphic, and so there's no excitement to it because the CGI can do anything, and because it can do anything and there's no limit to what it can do, it makes everything not exciting because you know the fucking trick. You know the trick, and therefore it doesn't excite you. And cinema should be exciting at the very fucking least. It should do something to you. What was his name? Fucking Roland Barthes. He was talking about photography. He was a philosopher. He wasn't a photographer, but he had a very good book about photography called Camera Lucida. And one of the things he talked about in that was punctum. And punctum was the thing where something in an image jumps out and pokes you. It pokes you. That's the punctum. Fucking gets you a little bit. That can't happen with CGI because there's nothing to poke you because you know it's all fucking fake. When a car blows up, it blows up and it goes, oh, fucking hell, Jesus Christ, that was fucking exciting. When it's all CGI and there's like superheroes that like punch each other and like one punches the other one and he flies back for a mile and smashes through 6 skyscrapers and lands and shakes off the dust and then he leaps forward fucking miles and punches the other guy and he smashes through a volcano and the volcano blows up and his fucking cape's a little bit smouldery, but he brushes that off and fucking shakes it off and goes the other way. Like, nothing happens to them. In a fight scene, nothing happens. In the drama scenes, nothing happens. And if it does happen, it's fake, because it's all fucking computer graphics. And we know, we have that uncanny valley thing in us that can tell when something's real or not. And if it's not real, it's fucking, it doesn't mean it. So what am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to say is, like, we should get back to something equivalent to real cinema. Like, one of those things was the 1970s, like the golden age of cinema. The golden age of Hollywood, I believe, was the 1970s. You could argue it went into the 1980s. You could argue it went back as far as the 1960s or 50s. But the golden age for me was, like, you know, the sort of like Mean Streets and, like, you know, Godfather and stuff like that from the 1970s. But here's my point with that. There was, later than that, in the 90s, there were two Danish filmmakers. One was Lars von Trier, one was Winter... Was he Winterberger? What was his name? I can't remember now, I'm drunk. Anyway, they came up with a thing called Dogma 95. And the thing about that, which was cool, is that Dogma 95 was this school of filmmaking where everything that happened in camera had to happen in the scene for real. So you couldn't have sound overlay. You couldn't have like a soundtrack overlaying that to make the scene more dramatic or more romantic or anything like that. If there was music playing in the scene, it had to be in the scene that the actors could hear, and therefore the characters could hear, and therefore it was, like, you know, happening real. So if there was music happening, there had to be a band on, or there had to be a radio playing somewhere in the scene for it to make sense. Like, there was nothing comped in, there was no green screen or CGI. It had to be real. It had to be something that the actors experienced, and by extension the characters experienced. And so what you were getting was more like a real sense of what that story would have been for those characters, because the only things you experienced that uplifted the mood, like lighting or weather or music or anything like that was extraneous to the dialogue or the emotions they were feeling, was in the scene with them, just like it would be in real life. And it made it better. They were trying to get back to something, and this was the 90s, way before all this with CGI got as nuts as it was. They were already trying to, like, pull away from that. Maybe I'm just drunk and ranting. And I am drunk and ranting. I'm not fucking denying that. But something has to change in modern cinema to make it engaging again, to make us fucking feel something again. Because, shit, this fucking CGI, overly fucking processed, overly produced, shiny, soulless, heartless crap is killing the fucking industry, and it's killing something that I really love, which is film. Anyway, I've ranted long enough. Adios.